Hi there, I'm Mahibi, the C Coach, and welcome back to part one of the coaching approach to successful assignments. So we're still in the pre-move stage and we're going to take a look at the second point within the key considerations before the move. We're going to look at how a coach or a coaching approach supports the exploration that's required for the individual and indeed as part of alignment to the organizational values. So now we are exploring what's happening in the eyes of the individual, how they're feeling about the assignment, and also how they're feeling about themselves and this decision to move. The important focus at this point is their confidence and their assurance in the decision that they need to make, and feeling like that they can define and share their needs and desires about the move that will ultimately result in a benefit in their career progression without adverse impacts to their family or personal life. So kicking off exploration, we start with an open, trusting, and confidential space where the individual shares how this move connects to their needs, their values, their desires in relation to their work goals, but also their personal goals. Remember, at this point, the individual hasn't yet made the decision, and even if they have, we're providing them a space for continual affirmation that this is the right decision. Making a big decision like this should not be taken lightly. It's neither an immediate yes or an immediate no for either the organisation or the individual. A return on investment at the end means strong assurance right from the start that this is the right decision for both parties. Shining a light on how this move impacts family values, personal values, work values also mitigates a risk that the individual could change their mind further down the process. So without this coaching approach, there's risk. The risk is that we focus purely on the benefits of a career progression relating to the move without truly reflecting on those real family and personal impacts. Part of this exploration is understanding what the person needs from the business to feel confident that their worries are just that. Worries, fears, anxieties, but they can be worked out alongside the business. So through exploring what is causing anxiety and stress for the individual, tangible actions can be set to address them, either by the individual themselves or externally by someone within the organization. We allow the individual to prioritize what needs to be done in order to move forward, to feel that assurance that their needs are at least being considered, and that's where the value of the coaching approach lies. Now, one part is exploring and understanding what your needs are from external parties, if we're looking at it from the individual's point of view. And in this case, the control to fulfill those needs sits with the organization that then acts upon the request. And this element of control is a really important consideration when we're thinking about assurance and confidence around the decision. Another part, and more likely the more difficult part for the individual, is actually communicating clearly and concisely in an effective way. What is it that I need in order to make this decision and to move? Now, the individual needs confidence to share the requirements in the first instance. So this confidence is two-sided. One part comes from having the clarity of what they need to communicate, and the other side comes from the confidence that they're aware that the business will support them, that the business, the organization is open to actively listening to what they need. If the business isn't open to actively listening to the individual, then we lose an opportunity to align right up front the important expectations. By adopting this coaching approach, we move away from assumptions that are made by the individual and the business to clarity and alignment of needs, which is benefiting both parties and setting, quite importantly, clear boundaries of what feels good and what doesn't feel good. Now, within the coaching approach, there's an aspect of action setting and accountability. The individual effectively communicates and the organisation actively listens. That's what we would like to see happen. Part of the communication of needs is also defining possible outcomes or actions the individual would like to see. For example, if schooling is a top priority for the individual and the children's education is paramount as part of their family values, a good outcome here could be that the individual wants to see a list of options, or if the individual is concerned about safety, as another example, the business is able to reassure them with a list of options for housing in particular neighbourhoods that are attractive to the individual and their family. And even though these actions are taken by the organisation, what we are doing by doing so is effectively empowering the individual to make a decision based on facts and reality. And that's where confidence and good decision making is based on rational facts. So with all of this in mind, we can explore options for strong decision making that aligns to the individual's values and what's important for them. So once we have that alignment of needs and desires, the individual is in a place to make an informed and ensured decision. They have full sight of the actions that have been taken by the organisation already. And this could be the point to decide to move or not to move. There's a foundation of understanding between both parties. There's an alignment here. The exploration has allowed a prompting of this alignment and expectations based on solid facts and information rather than it being made on assumptions. We have explored the individual's values, priorities. We've uncovered what sits at the heart of the organisation by doing so also. Whatever the outcome is at this point, we are in a stronger position. We minimise the risk of the business utilising further resources and further costs to bring the individual further down the process, only for the individual to have changed their mind or something happens on the side of the organisation and it doesn't work out. Right, so let's put our coaching approach hat on and look at some reflective questions. So get your pen and paper and let's have a look. So firstly, how do you currently understand the values, needs and desires of a potential assignee? If there is a current data capture mechanism in place, how many times does this happen and in what ways is the individual given space to explore them? How do you show support to individuals considering an assignment? How much do you support a consideration of assignment with facts to fulfill needs? How is this built into your current policies? And what's missing right now that can easily be changed to support the individual? So we're looking for quick wins again. And what more is needed to amend the process? Again, our mini and big projects, what requires wider collaboration across the business and what requires sign-off as well. I'm Mahibi. You've joined me for part 1, key considerations before the move, and we've covered point 2, exploration. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.